Hey guys, Greg Denny. Just got back from the church meeting and I wanted to share a message. Isn't it? It's a beautiful day to be alive. And we got Thanksgiving this week to be so grateful. In the United States, we celebrate Thanksgiving on Thursday. Man, I hope, and this week's such a great reminder to just let our hearts and our lives be filled with gratitude. But I got a super powerful message for you today. There's only one way. There's only one way to create lasting change and real results in our lives. Just one. We can try all these other things. We can learn all this other stuff. We can read books, go to seminars. We can move to a new location. We can we can do all these different things, but nothing will change in a long-lasting, real way without this one thing. We have to take 100% responsibility for our lives. Total and complete responsibility. We have to own it, every single aspect of our lives. Now, immediately we're like, well, that's not fair. It's not fair because other people do this and other people do that, right? And we have all these circumstances and situations and people that do legitimately affect our lives. And so it doesn't seem fair. It doesn't seem fair to take full responsibility for your marriage when your spouse plays a part, and to take full responsibility for your family and your parenting and your children because they play their part, right? And everybody is influencing it, and I know it doesn't seem fair. And I know, logically, it doesn't even seem right. It doesn't even seem logical. And yet that is the one thing that absolutely must happen if we're ever going to create long-lasting, incredible change in our lives. My friends, if we do not take ownership for our lives, we always leave that excuse, always leave that rationalization, the justification. We're leaving this little outlet. I would, but, well, if it was up to me, it would be this. But you see what I'm saying? It always leaves this alibi of why you're not doing it. But if you just say, you know what, 100% I'm responsible for my health. If I am not in the best shape of my life, whose fault is it? Right here. Because I'm eating the wrong kind of stuff, right? Oh, but this and but that. No. 100%. And you do it for your mindset. And yeah, all kinds of things were inputted into your mindset, the way you grew up, your parents taught you, the area you grew up. I know that affected you. It did me too. But that's the part of being an adult and being mature, is taking complete ownership of your life. And if you have negative beliefs or negative mindsets, 100% you're responsible for what goes on right here. What about right here? What about the emotional set, right? And your heart set, the things you're feeling, the emotion. Man, sorry, the sun's kind of out right here in my eyes. The emotions you feel. 100% responsible for what you feel. Nobody can make you feel anything. My life changed when I realized I was going around I lost my temper. He made me mad. She made me feel that way. Nuh-uh. No way, not true. Nobody can make you feel anything. It's a choice. That's powerful. You get to decide and take complete ownership of everything you feel. Hey, let me give you an example. The two of us, you and I, could be standing there and somebody could walk up and say something really mean to both of us. And we can both take that differently. That's the power I'm talking about. So if somebody can say something really rude to you, you don't have to let it affect you. It's your choice. And when I made that switch, oh my goodness, it transformed the way I felt and experienced life. It was awesome because I took 100% responsibility for what I feel, for my emotions. And I began to choose my emotions. Where before I was like, I hoped I had a good day as long as nobody said anything mean or did anything rude or inappropriate, or nobody cut me off, and everybody was nice to me at work, right? I had all these conditions about having a good day. And then I realized, no, I get to decide if I'm having a good day, and in spite of all that stuff. And I literally remember thinking that when I first started to practice this, like somebody would cut me off, or somebody would say something rude, or somebody would be cold or inappropriate, and I'd be like, whatever, I'm not giving my power to them. I'm not letting them take away my good day. Today I'm having a good day. Boom! It was huge. It was huge. Transformational for me. Because I took complete ownership. What about your finances? 100% ownership. Well, it's because my boss this and that, but they don't, and the taxes it. If you don't like the way it is, whose fault is it? It's your own. You can get new training, you can get new knowledge, new skill sets, you can get a new job, you can request an increase in pay, a raise. You can earn it. You can prove it, you can dig in. Like you can seriously upgrade your skills. Go somewhere, well, I don't like the place I live, and I'm in this house, in this neighborhood. Move. Man, we live in the best time of the history in the world. You can live wherever you want, however you want. But you have to own it first. Or you see what I'm saying? Like you can't have any long-lasting change unless you take complete ownership. Now what about your marriage? What about your family? What about, I'm going to do a podcast for you guys all about family this week, because a lot of you are getting together with your families, and it's going to trigger all these old things and these old ways of thinking, and these, they're going to say mean things, and it's all going to come back up again. Oh, how do I take ownership if it involves other people? Well, you take 100% responsibility for how you act and react, how you think, how you feel, how you behave, like what you're contributing. And I promise it will move the needle. When you take ownership, it changes things. And it like dramatically affects the way, I'm trying to avoid this light here. I'm switching on you guys. It affects the way the marriage goes. It affects the way the parenting goes. It affects the way everything. If you just say, no, right here, I'm drawing the line, I'm taking this circle right here. This is mine. This is my territory. I own it. I've got command of it. Everything that happens here. And you might say, well, it's not fair. It's not fair. They did this. They said that. They got to do their part. Things would be better if they don't do that. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's completely true. If they did that, it would be different. But we saw this meme. My wife saw this meme about, it said, girl, unless he wears a diaper, you can't change him, right? And I was like, oh, yes. Like, we can't change other people. We can influence them, but it's still their choice. The only people we can change is ourselves. So take 100% responsibility for every single aspect of your life. Your spirituality, your worship, your mind, your education, your social skills, like your social interactions. You might say, well, no one talked to me. I hear that all the time. Well, I went and nobody talked to me. So I immediately say, well, who did you talk to? Right? Oh! And you guys, I can say this, I'm kind of coaching here. I'm being like in your face a little bit, because I went through this. I had to go through this. I had to take ownership and say, like, wait a minute. Why am I waiting around for people to talk to me? I should talk to them. Why am I waiting around hoping people do things for me? I should do things for myself. Why am I waiting around hoping others will change so my relationships are better instead of changing my relationships? And when we do that, I mean, hard, brutal, honest, I own this, fair or not fair, I own this. We actually start changing things up. And it transforms the way we do life. So my friends, that's the one way. That literally is the one thing that must happen if we're gonna have long-lasting change, create the life we want. You gotta take ownership and make it happen. And it's totally possible. And it's actually better. It seems a little daunting and overwhelming, it's actually way better. Life is so much better when we take complete ownership for our lives. So make it happen, my friends. Awesome is always an option. Reach upward.